Welcome to the Women's National League Wrap for Series 10. I'm joined by Séan and Rebecca this week. And we're just going to kick right off into it. I'm going to start off with Galway. They got a comfortable 3-0 win over Treaty. Former Treaty player Jenna Slattery, she got two. She had a great game. Séan, you really couldn't fault their performance. And, this win kind of perfectly shows their character so far this season.
Yeah, 100%. Obviously, as you said, the former Treaty player, Gemma Slattery, netting a brace. She made our team of the week. And yeah, I was really impressed by Galway in this game. Treaty did frustrate them for large spells in the first half. But after getting the goal, a few minutes into the second half, they never looked back from there. Treaty didn't really threaten for much of the second half. They're still waiting for their first points of the season. Sean and Brennan got the other goal, and Treaty will take some confidence from that first half display, but it was a good win for Galway. Impressive win, and they've been picking up points the last few weeks and kind of keeping the pressure up at the top end of the table. They're 2 points off third alongside Waves. So it's been a good start to the season for them, all things considered.
Yeah, and over at Dalymount Park then, Shells beat Bows 3-0. It was a tough game, Rebecca, especially kind of in the first 20-30 minutes. Bows are kind of a tricky side to play against, but what did you make of that Shells performance?
Yeah, as you said, the first 30 minutes I think were a bit chaotic. It was a lot of long balls over the top from Bows, and Shells just couldn't get it down the ground and play around as they usually do. But I think just after that goal went in from Saoirse, Shells kind of, they were kind of looking for, I think, the halftime whistle to come to just get settled and come back out second half and do what they do, which is what happened. There was you're looking at Jessie and the likes of Jessie Stapleton in there who were just pulling the strings, and Jessie's got a great engine on her where she's great getting forward, she can get back and defend, but it just settled down after the break, I think, and once they started knocking around the ball, you obviously got the goal there from Jess, which was a throw in from Creagh on the far side. She's got that trademark long throw, which seems a staple now. Megan Campbell was there before, and again Noelle finished off the 3-0 win with a nice close range finish. But I think all in all it was a typical Shells performance. Looking at the second half, they just got a hold of the game. Bows didn't look that threatening going forward, and did a few half chances in the first half, one off the crossbar, I think, or off the post. But yeah, I think they'd be happy out with that win, and the Peamount loss as well, they'd be looking at as well to widen that gap.
Yeah, and you mentioned Jessie Stapleton there as well. Like, we've seen how versatile she is as a player. She's played like in the midfield, she played left side of midfield, I think, and she plays centre back there in that game. Like, what do you think is her best position, or does she have one?
Yeah, it's quite hard. She is so versatile, and she's a great kid. She's got a great attitude on her where you'll tell her to do something and she'll probably go and goal if you ask her, that kind of way. But I think, looking at her centre half, she's so comfy on the ball. She can defend so well. She can come out with the ball and be comfortable on, her distribution is amazing as well. For me, I do love her in midfield there with Rachel Graham. And I think Rachel as well is an underrated player over the course of the last, few seasons. She just does that dirty work in there, where she'll sweep up and get on to the girls that will go at players. But for me, I think them two in midfield with Noelle just ahead works really well, because Rachel will just do that cover, Jessie will get on, she'll defend, she'll do whatever you ask of her, and obviously Noelle then will be the creative player in there. But yeah, for me, I think it's that kind of centre mid, you want to call it holding, she's attacking as well, so yeah,
brilliant. Moving on, Wexford beat Cork 2-1. Ellen Malloy and Walker got Wexford's goals, and of course Becky Casson got that rocket of a goal for Cork. Séan, it was quite a spirited performance from Cork, considering like their results in the last couple of weeks. They're playing Sligo next week. Is that a game where you can see them getting, the 3 points that they need?
Yeah, 100%. I think they met Sligo last month and won 4-0. So it's a massive chance for them to pick up a win and try to climb the table. They'll take a lot of confidence from this loss against Wexford. Really determined 90-minute display. Wexford got the winner, I think midway through the second half. But it was a super performance from Cork. Much improved after losing their kind of few previous games quite heavily by 4, 5, 6 goals. if you put it into perspective, Cork lost to Wexford by 5-1 last month. So like a 2-1 loss is a big improvement on that. Adam Malloy got the wonderful free kick in the first half. But I think the standout for me was that strike from Becky Casson, has to be contender for goal of the season. Absolutely amazing strike, flicked it up and hit it in the top corner. Emma Walker ended up getting the winner. Wexford kind of good value for the 3 points, but definitely a determined performance from Cork, and they'll take a lot of confidence going into that Sligo fixture where they need a win. There's no doubt about that.
Yeah, dead right. And over at PRL Park, Athlone were victorious over Peamount 1-0. Emily Corbett got that winning goal. She's been in great form. And I mean, like, was that result really unexpected considering, you know, how good Athlone have been? You know, they've gotten 5 wins in their last 5, Rebecca.
Yeah, I don't want to say it was unexpected. I did expect Peamount to come out fighting after their draw with Bows, and obviously the loss with Shells. I did expect them to get that kind of spur to go and win. But again, you just can't underestimate Athlone. You know, they've come out the blocks flying this season. I think just judging off, I remember the Shells game last season, the first game, you know, Shells were lucky to get that win against them. And again, it was a tight affair this season, but they've done so well. 5 wins on the trot now, I think. But again, as you mentioned, Emily Corbett has been on fire. I think she's on 8, 2 goals behind Anya O'Gorman. And for their goal, I think Devani done really well to put the pressure on Karen, which was a really uncharacteristic loss of possession from Karen. I didn't expect that, but they done really well. Slotted the ball in to Corbett, who finished immensely as well. A little chip over the top, I think it was. But yeah, look, they held out well. I think the Peas did threaten. You know, Anya had a chance on the half hour to equalise, didn't finish. I think Steph had a few chances in the second half as well. But yeah, look, all credit goes to Tommy and the girls down at Lone. They're really doing well this season, and they're going to take points off, you know, if you want to say that top 3, top 4, whatever it may be, and they'll be up there themselves as well. Yeah. But yeah, really, really good form from them, and I think they'd be ones to watch going on.
Yeah, they're absolutely flying at the moment, and I'm really enjoying watching Athlone play. Finally, DLR, they came out on top against Sligo. It was a close game. It was 3-2. Kate Mooney got that winning goal from a great header. But throughout the game, I was really impressed with Sophie Waters in midfield. You know, she made team of the week, and I thought she really controlled the game really well. Sean, what did you make of her performance for the Waves?
Yeah, she was central in everything Waves did. Central in their win, progressed the play really well. Really good eye for a pass. She was absolutely super grand in the midfield. To be honest, she was my player of the match as well. Obviously scored the first with a header, and it was a fantastic game. Like, all things considered, really end-to-end stuff. Could have went either way. Rovers went ahead, and then Waves went ahead. Rovers drew again, and then Waves got the winner. As you said, that fantastic header from Kate Mooney with 10 minutes left on the clock. That puts Waves 2 points off third spot now. I think they're tied with Galway in 5th place. But obviously super win for them, and Sophie Waters was totally integral to that. I think special mentions too for Gemma McGuinness, who also made our team of the week. Scored a fantastic goal, on Emma Doherty, who was on the score sheet as well, stood out for Sligo. They'd be disappointed, Sligo, definitely disappointed not to at least get a point out of this game. But fantastic win for Waves, and they were full value for the 3 points.
Yeah, brilliant. And I mean, the series just gone, like, we had some crackers of goals. Rebecca, I'll start with you. Do you have a favourite goal of the weekend?
Yeah, I think we've had a few to pick from. Obviously, Saoirse's nice little deft flick was a nice one. Again, Emily's little chip over Nima for goal. But I think for me, it has to be Becky Casson. The way I was watching her just before the throw went in, she just ghosted through midfield, came from deep, just floated into that 18-yard box. And as soon as she got that first touch, it just held up nicely for her on the volley, and what a finish. But has to go to Becky, yeah. Yeah,
and Sean, what about you?
Yeah, I definitely agree with Becca there. I think Saoirse Noonan's flick was fantastic and kind of important for the title race too. But if you're looking at the goal itself, like, you can't look past Becky Casson. I do wonder if she kind of meant that touch. Like, it did sit up just lovely for her. And whacked it into the top corner. Yeah, you won't see a better goal than that.
Sure, she'll tell you she did mean it.
Brilliant. Thanks so much for joining me, guys, and I'll speak to you about very soon.